anyone who's trying to get into entrepreneurship, be in an environment that will make you successful for sure.
Right? So that's a pro and a con, that we have a lot of freedom, but then also we're also self-employed, and we're every day we wake up unemployed, so we gotta get to it, you know.
Welcome back to the Singh's Hustle. This episode, I like to introduce. This is one of my best friends from a long time. I met him at like 13 years old, and our careers actually followed along. We're actually working at the same brokerage. We go way back. His name is Victor. He can introduce himself some more.
Hey guys, my name is Victor. Yes, we have met almost 12 years ago.
Yeah, 12,
at the gym.
12, 13 years, yeah.
Right, and from there we've been brothers from distance, because every time we don't really see
I don't see too much, but
every single time that I see you, it's like we're right there and there, right?
100%.
So yeah, I've been in real estate probably maybe a year after you. So
when did you graduate high school?
2016.
So I got my license in 14, so...
Yeah.
Because I got my license right when I graduated as well.
Yeah, I got mine in 2017. So
okay.
6-7 years now, right?
Yep.
And yeah, we've just been working. Real estate is what we do, right? So I think that God has blessed us a lot. We have some similarities. You know, you guys come from Guyana and come from Venezuela, and I think that it's beautiful. We have a beautiful relationship, right? Well, there's from distance.
Yep, for sure. I definitely consider you one of my closest friends, man.
Yeah,
and
I agree.
You're one of the rare people that could actually be happy for someone.
Yeah,
that's one of your best attributes, 100%.
So, like, what made you guys do real estate? Did you decide that together, or did you just both happen to want to do real estate?
So, I think, like, for me, mom pushed this into real estate. We just had a lot of family in real estate.
Right.
I'm guessing it's probably along the lines for you too, right? With
right. So, for me, my dad didn't push me into real estate. My dad actually wanted me to go to college. Right.
I remember that. You convinced him.
Hopefully you don't see this. He knows I didn't graduate. But he pushed me to go to college. I got my real estate license right when I turned 18 because I graduated early. I got my real estate license when I turned 18. I started working. I did probably real estate for full-time for 2 years. And then I got into other endeavors with the whole Instagram business and everything like that.
Finmaster
Vic. And then from there, I got back into it. Just because a social media business, it's so, for me, I'm a person that, I always say this, I need like stress and problems for me to like actually function properly.
Keep going.
Right. So like with the whole thing with social media, with everything is on your phone, and you could literally be working while you're laying in bed or working while you're sitting in the toilet. Like the most exciting part of my day was going to the gym. So I got back into it with Jeremy and Gia, and ever since, we've been able to.
Has it been 2 years yet since you've been in full time?
It's been a year. No, a little bit over a year.
A little over
a year, right? July. Okay. So a little bit over a year now, and it's been incredible. It's been incredible.
That's good. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
But you guys both started at the same brokerage?
Yeah, exactly.
What's the story?
Shout them out or no?
I don't even know if they're still.
Let's not even shout them out. But yeah,
So I actually started working with Exit Realty. That was my first brokerage, and the reason I ended up at Exit Realty, we knew the broker. He was awesome. He was awesome to me.
Really nice.
He was really nice. But it's just that the brokerage itself, it's one of those places where, if your environment doesn't match your goals, it's going to hold you back. It's going to hinder you from moving forward. So that was something when
I agree.
I stayed there until you stayed there. Mm-hmm. And then Victor got his license 2 years later, starts working under that brokerage. And then, what was it? A few months, right?
It was literally like 4 months. I closed one deal with them.
Yeah. And then
and it was literally that I closed, and then the next day I'm like, hey, I'm leaving.
Yeah. And then you started telling me, you're like, I think this brokerage is holding us back. Mm-hmm. And you remember I did the 10% property at the time, so I got 10% commission on one property, and then they took 30% of it. Jeez. It was a lot. It was like 15,000 just gone. And then from that, you convinced me. You're like, no, let's go somewhere else.
Yeah.
And then we went to, I think, the Tom Ferry conference.
Mm-hmm. And we met Jeremy.
And
Yeah.
Now we're at G World. So
yeah, exactly.
back in the same brokerage.
Yeah. I mean, from my point of view, I was young, I didn't know anything. I felt uncomfortable because as an 18-year-old, you go into this industry where everybody's, either in their 30s and their 40s. You don't really see a lot of 18-year-old realtors out there, right?
Especially in that brokerage, we were for sure the youngest
We were the
kids
youngest people there.
Yeah, everybody
right?
was way older.
So for me, the thing that made me feel, comfortable was, okay, well, I have my friend there, Adrian, and I know Adrian's one of those people that they just want what's best for you, right? So I joined Exit. I remember when I first went there for my interview, the exit sign was tilted. But it's okay, it's okay, right? So it was an awesome experience. But then, after we met. I saw Jeremy on Instagram. I told you about it. We went to the Tom Ferry concert. He happened to be there. We
I actually did. Yeah, I didn't know Jeremy at the time. It was until you said, and then you're like, "Yo, there's that guy from Instagram," and that's when we made the appointment.
What was your first impression of Jeremy?
Oh, this guy's bougie. This guy had...
Yeah. I mean, I liked it because it's, for me, it reminded me a little bit like $1 Million Listing.
Yeah.
So like, when you first start real estate, you look at all those shows.
Yeah.
Like, oh
I used to read like Josh
that.
Altman's books back in the day.
Yeah.
Here's Jeremy walking through looking like Josh Altman, the Florida version.
Yeah, exactly.
I was like, that's who I want to work with. That's who
I like that. Like, I like wearing suits. I like, looking good, having a nice watch, having a nice car and everything. So I saw him do that. So I'm like, okay, well, let's find a mentor that is kind of, it's going to lead us to that specific road that we want.
Yep.
So, yeah. And I'm pretty sure you like that too. I mean, you're wearing a Louis Vuitton.
Nah, this brokerage definitely opened up avenues for us.
Yeah, no, definitely.
And like I said, your environment has a lot to do with your productivity.
That's true. Very, very true.
Yeah, I think it makes you stand out from other realtors. And like, even when I'm writing deals and stuff, when they know that I work for G World, they just like change the way they speak to you and stuff. They're like, "Oh, you're from G World," and yeah. And
then sometimes even when you show up to showings with the listing agent or anything, and they see the way you're dressed, and they ask you what brokerage you're in, and they G World, and they're like, "Oh, that I can tell."
Yeah.
So yeah, no, definitely.
So we all started at 18. What was your experience, both of you guys, starting at that age?
Well, Victor knows my experience from 18 to 20. We were at Exit Realty. And then right when I was about 21, I wasn't 21 yet, but then I was here. And then I kept doing real estate. You actually took some time off with Fitmaster Vic, but 2019, I hit top producer with G World and stuff. It was awesome. Experience, the money, the people we've met, the connections, just being able to help all those people.
Exactly.
Like a lot of people. And it was... For sure, real estate's like my favorite profession. Right.
There you go. For me, when I first started with the 18, there wasn't really a road because, as an 18-year-old, you don't really know about, marketing leads, how to talk to people on the phone, how to cold call, how to do any of that stuff. So I did close a couple deals when I was 18, 19. And then I stepped off because, I had the other Instagram stuff that I was doing. But then after last year, July, we went back in. I joined the team, and it's been really great so far.
I've been liking real estate since you came back.
It's good.
Yeah.
I personally love it just because, I mean, for example, yesterday I had a closing. The guy started crying.
I saw that. I was telling my sister about it.
Congrats, by the way.
Yeah, no,
congrats.
Exactly. So it's a great thing, like when you see that and, people like, you get them to the finish line and they start crying with you and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And then also when you first start real estate, it's going to be a very confusing time because, some people don't close their first deal after 6 months, a year and everything.
I think they say like every 10 deals, like 4 closes.
Yeah, exactly. So, and that's true. And I feel like, the more you start working and the more you start progressing, the more you start filling up your pipeline. And that's when you're actually going to see, you're closing 2, 4, 5, 6 deals a month, so I think that's also very important, filling up the pipeline.
Yeah, so I know for me, my experience was a little bit strange. I didn't know anything about real estate, so I was like so scared. And I remember like going to showings with Adrian, kind of like shadowing him so I can see how does he talk to people, what types of questions is he asking. And I just remember it would like go into one ear and come out the other. I couldn't understand it. And he was like showing new construction homes when I started real estate. So with each like builder, I would say it's a little bit different than resale.
No, it is.
Because, you know, with a resale, you know what listing you're looking at from the night before.
Exactly.
If anyone asks you a question, the basic questions are, when is it built? You know, maybe 5 bedrooms, 3 bath. You know all that from a paper.
Exactly.
But from like a new construction, you have to know like each floor plan. You also have to know, I guess, like the floor plans and what each buyer would want. So you have to know if your buyer is a Lennar buyer, or if they're looking for something a little bit more higher end like Richmond. And that's something that I didn't understand at the time. And I also like didn't want to pursue real estate when I was 18. So it was something that I didn't
she was
even
kind of like you.
I was just like, I'm here, but I don't intend on selling.
You're
like
more into the studying aspect.
Yeah, like
of
I
everything.
was trying to study to go to medical school. So even though like I went with my brother to showings, I had like zero expectations of being successful. And yeah, so that was my experience. It was all right.
But at least you stayed on top of it, you know. Now you guys are the property siblings.
I could say like things that Adrian lacks, I pick up on, and we're like definitely successful because we're a team. I wouldn't have been able to be here without him,
Right?
And he wouldn't have been here without me. Like the most important thing in like business is making sure you're on top of social media, because you are the face of your business. And I honestly don't think that you can even sell without having like an Instagram or without posting something.
True. Social media is everything.
Yeah, social media is everything right now. And even like you have to be on top of it with phone calls and text messages and
follow up.
Yeah, following up. And that's something that like we both could be better at, but I would say like we both help each other out on that to be successful.
We can always improve, you know.
Yeah.
There's always room for improvement.
Especially in real estate with calls, messages, emails.
I guess like time management was really hard for me because I didn't know how to like manage, and it was like really stressful. But I guess like you just get through it and you know how to handle it better.
Yeah, just balancing everything out.
Yeah.
Right? So that for me, I mean, the props to you guys, because like you guys you're going to school and doing this at the same time.
But we did it over the course of years, though.
Yeah.
Like so she's graduating this semester. I'm graduating in January finally. Just can't wait to be done.
January.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But
I've been in this journey with you.
I
still remember my first year, second year.
I'm gonna get those 2 degrees, hang them up, and never look at them again.
Oh man, it's for the parents. Yeah.
So you started college?
I did. So
I remember that you were trying to convince your dad to like let you do real estate.
I started college at studying business at Valencia, Val State, right? So I started college doing business. I didn't see like the future behind it with, you know, school and studying. I was never the best student, but I've always the one that I could talk to people and, you know, be like okay in social situations. So I remember I came home one day and like I started crying because like for me and for you guys, like I know how you guys are too. Like our parents are everything to us, right? So it's like for you to like let your dad or mom down, it feels like you know, like oh. So I remember like I couldn't even talk to him and tell him like, hey, I'm quitting college. I wrote it down on my notes and I was like, hey, just stay there and don't even say nothing. And I was like, I am quitting college to pursue a career in real estate. So yeah, I did that, and then I went back into it a little bit, and then after everything took off, I kind of just had to let go because it was just so overwhelming with all the deals.
College, I think in your situation, college probably would have held you back.
Probably.
I think.
You know, I mean, part of the team, I mean, in the team that I'm on, you have to be there full time, you know, so we have to be there full time making calls, you know, doing clients and everything. So it's like if we are full time and a client tells you, oh, can we go see this property at 12? Oh, I can't. I got a class. Like then it's like it's tough, you know.
I think you, man, because I've known you for a long time. I think you're one of those perfect examples. Not everyone needs college. I really don't think college it would have done you.
Yeah.
I mean, you probably would have learned something here or there, but
Right.
it's like, would have made you money in real life?
Right.
Probably not. I think
No,
what
of
you're
course.
doing now, you're way better off than going to college.
Yeah, no, of course. And that doesn't mean that, you're not going to get an education, because there's, college education, but there's also self-education.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So with books, with mentors, with people that are in the same industry. For me, I think it's just very important just to pick that one thing that you're going to do and just stick to that one thing, and like not switch it. Just stick to that one thing and focus on that one thing and just keep going no matter how hard it is. Just keep going and going and going and going, and then soon, work hard, believe in God, and you're gonna see the fruits of your labor.
I wouldn't even say college equates to education. Have you seen those videos where they ask those like college students like basic questions? And
Germany.
there was someone that didn't even know who the president was.
Oh, I've seen those.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know who a president is.
Yeah.
It's
I
just
know it
like
sounds
basic
crazy,
information
but-
that
yeah.
you should know. These kids don't know. And even like I can say, coming from a college student, all of business, like our professors crack jokes at business majors, not because I'm saying that it's easy, but I guess like everything you can do is online, and it's not rigorous where you're attending labs and stuff like that. So I guess like being in a business major, you do have more flexibility.
Right.
You
Of
could
course.
definitely party if you want to. With other
Definitely.
majors, it
Like
really
a political
restricts you.
science, political
Yeah.
science
No,
major.
definitely. I mean, my girlfriend, she's in dental school.
Yeah.
So I can kind of already see that she's taking 7-8
Is
classes.
dental school
Yeah.
a full 4-year program?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then if you want to like specialize, you gotta stay there for more and,
Wow.
and so on. So you gotta do your sim lab,
Yeah.
and you gotta do your studies and your didactic courses, and you got exams like every 3 days, and it's tough. Like that's a full-time job itself. So like balancing medical school or balancing dental school or like engineering, like and doing real estate, you gotta thank God that you guys have each other and you guys can balance each other out with
Yeah.
your schedule. Because man, I don't think I would be able to do it by myself. So,
I for sure couldn't have. There's so many times that I wanted to like quit, and then Adrian was there to be like, "Stop being a wimp."
yeah,
Just like tough
Get
it
to
out.
it.
Yeah.
Get to it.
Yeah, like even with her college, she wanted to switch from biomed to health science.
Mhm.
But I told her, we're already going through school. We're taking our time. You might as well finish what you originally intended to.
Yeah, no,
So-
of course.
And look, she's graduating in biomed in like
Yeah,
this
you
month.
can
Hopefully.
cry when you got your degree. Right. So.
I just gotta pass biochemistry.
Oh man, I mean everything is achievable. As long as you put in the work. I think that
I think another thing we have in common too, you weren't born here, right? You were born in Venezuela.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I've just noticed my friends that were born in an immigrant country and came here,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of the times they're usually more hardworking, etc.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's because, I mean, for me, the biggest motivation for me is my parents. Like, I think, like, just honoring them and with all the sacrifices that they've done to get here.
I guess that's another thing we have is
Mhm.
our parents have pushed us the whole time.
Yeah. And they
Always.
always push us to, like, strive for, greatness and, like, oh, it's not good enough. If you get a B in school and everything, it's not good enough. Like, you got to do this. And I think that now when we're younger, we're probably like, oh my God, can she like step off? But like now that
You appreciate it now.
Yeah, exactly. Now that we appreciate it, like I spoke to my dad the other day and I was like, now I know why you were so hard. Because they're preparing us for life.
Yeah, it's just
You
the
know?
small things. Like when I was younger, remember Dad always made me get up at like 6 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
every time.
Yeah,
Like-
I'm not gonna
Yeah, I never got to sleep in ever, especially
Yeah, our
on the
parents would
weekends.
say like
Because my
it's
dad's home on the
lazy.
weekends.
Yeah.
So no, there's no. I didn't know what sleeping in was.
Do you guys sleep in now?
Hell no. I get up like no alarm clock. I get up at
6,
5:30. No alarm clock. We went to Guyana. I'm getting up with the
see,
sun It's just like built in now.
That's crazy.
I go to bed at that time, so I'm a little bit different.
Oh, you're nocturnal.
Yeah.
So you go to bed at 5 and then when you woke up at like what, at 12, 1?
No,
not
I
sure.
still wake up like 10:30. I feel guilty, so I'm just
Oh,
like
wow. So
lacking
you're
on
like on
sleep,
5 hours of sleep every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm used to running on 4 or 5
Yeah.
hours.
Jeez.
which isn't
I'll go
like
to
the
sleep at like
healthiest.
I'll go to sleep at 12, 1.
Mm.
I'm up 5, 6.
That's good. I mean, for me, since I do a lot of working out and everything, for me it's like very important that I get the 7. But jeez, man, 5 hours of sleep. I'd be like, by noon, I'd be like, oh.
What time are you usually going to sleep?
I go to sleep around 11, and then I wake up.
That's not too bad.
Well, today I woke up around 5:45. I woke up at 5:45.
Still getting up early then.
Yeah.
And I guess that's the nice thing about real estate. It's like we're very flexible with things.
Yeah.
Imagine having a 9 to 5. You have to get up every day.
We can
Same
wake
time.
up whenever we want, but we still have to be really
Yeah.
disciplined. If you want to get to a level where, it's achievable. So.
Well, real estate works. I mean, we might be answering phone calls, sending out, you know how it is, replying to clients at like 9 o'clock,
Yeah.
10 o'clock,
That's true.
8
It's
o'clock.
an all-day work.
It's an all-day
job.
work. It's whenever it comes. You know, you have to put yourself in a position to be available at just about any given moment.
Yeah.
Notice. I mean, sure, we have like planning and flexibility and stuff, but a lot of the times we're working on people's time.
Right, exactly.
So
That actually brings me to my like next question. What are the benefits and like cons of real estate?
the cons of real estate, I don't think there's any really cons in real estate, is there?
Yeah.
I think so.
Oh, dealing.
I think
Oh,
so.
well, I mean, but you see, I would say with like dealing with people, like some
Mm-hmm.
people could be irritating or too much or whatever.
Mhm.
But that's any job though. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I think, pros, of course, if you're willing to work and you're willing to hustle, you're able to build a beautiful life, okay? Number two, it's, you have freedom, flexibility of your schedule, okay? But then also another con of that is, since we're licensed here in Florida, let's say if we go to Italy for 6 months, we're not able to
do real estate over
Yeah.
there.
do real estate over there, right? So that's a pro and a con, that we have a lot of freedom, but then also we're also self-employed, and we're every day we wake up unemployed, so we gotta get to it,
Yeah.
I love wearing suits, so I wear suits every day. That's another. Somebody asked me, "Why are you wearing a suit right now?" I'm like, I do real estate, So, I think it has its pros and cons, but of course, the biggest thing is just freedom. Like and then you're also able to do so many things other than just sell real estate. You're able to fix and flip. You're able to help do wholesale deals. You're able to buy and hold a property, rent it out. So there's so many ways to build wealth in real estate that it's endless. So I think that's one of the biggest keys of real
Yep,
estate.
I agree.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I would say like I do enjoy the freedom, and I would say that I have the freedom to like post whatever I want. If I was trying to get into medical school, I know for a fact my social media page had to be private. I can't post certain things. Not that I do post anything that's bad,
Yeah.
but you just have to be more conservative.
Oh, yeah.
And I'd say like a con for real estate is you get paid like couple months like when you write a contract. So
I guess
a home
It's not
for,
like a
yeah,
like right
and it's
there
like
there.
so many things can go wrong with that deal too.
Mhm.
I mean, like thankfully we do usually get to the closing table with secure deals,
Mhm.
but even still, it's like I don't
Yeah.
think someone really understands like if you're a teacher, let's just say your salary is like 60,000. That's guaranteed 60,000. You're getting paid weekly or bi-weekly.
Exactly.
But like with real estate,
there's
you
no
know,
security.
you have to have something else to back you up to pay for like mortgage or rent, cars, etc.
Right, of course.
Until
And-
you make it there where it's like
Yeah.
you're getting a lot.
No, of course. And I think that, everybody talks about the beauty of real estate, but,
Yeah.
like, for example, like, have you guys had cancellations on
Yeah.
contracts
Yeah.
after you guys worked,
100%.
like,
100%.
Yeah.
yeah. So when I first started, I never got any cancellations until I actually started doing the whole, process. People don't talk about the losses. Like, for example, today I had a cancellation, but we're going to just find something else for him, So, it's an industry and it's a business where it looks really, really, really pretty. And everybody's like, oh my God, realtors can make so much money. They can do this, they can do that, whatever. But once you get into it and once you see the amount of work that we have to go through, because there's so much work on the behind the scenes that people don't see.
Over the course of 6 months.
Exactly. Over the
like
course of
7
6 months, 3 months. And then sometimes you don't only have to be a realtor. You have to be a therapist.
Oh, 100%.
You gotta be a babysitter. You gotta be a driver.
Yeah.
So there's just so many things. But, it's... real estate has given me everything so far. So, and right now I wouldn't trade it for anything.
Do you guys have any pet peeves in real estate?
Pet peeves. Maybe working with other. I guess, other realtors sometimes. Some people just don't have any respect or like common sense, it seems like, anymore. But that's just like, I feel like that's just dealing with the public in general. So.
Yeah. I mean, we're dealing with people. It's a service industry as well. I mean, just pet peeves. I mean,
I guess the biggest thing is
unrealistic.
how long it takes to get paid.
How long it takes to get paid.
I think that would be the biggest thing for me.
Sometimes, you know, since there's so many realtors, sometimes people don't appreciate a good realtor.
100%.
You know, a good, knowledgeable realtor. So people think that, oh, you're just like everybody else, but then it's like, no.
Actually, I guess if I could think of one pet peeve, it's like a lot of our clients from up north, when they come originally.
The wary.
Yeah. The wary ones. That's the only pet peeve I have.
Yeah.
For me, like the up north clients or any client, if you're coming to us, I feel like in today's time, you know Florida's prices.
Yeah.
Don't tell me that you don't, because it's like on social media. It's on Zillow.
It's everywhere.
And it's everywhere. So we'd have clients that will come to us and still ask for like homes in the 150 range, but they're expecting like a 500K. And it's like, they know it's 500K, but they'll tell you that price because somehow you have influence on changing, you know, appraisal values, market values, and all of that. So that's probably my biggest pet peeve. I would prefer clients that are open and honest, you know, not lying from the start about what they want. And
when I home at 150, take them to Sebring.
I don't even think Sebring has homes for it.
I think like the least expensive is like low twos maybe.
Yeah.
My cousin and I, we looked at a home in Winter Haven. I mean, so they bought it in 2016 for like $70,000. It's like a flip home.
And now it's like 250, 260.
Yeah, $249.
Yeah.
It's crazy,
that's
right?
real estate for you.
So I guess this is similar to what we were talking about, but what is the biggest challenge that you faced in your career and how did you overcome it?
This was my life-changing deal.
Bro?
Yeah, because I literally had $500 in my bank account.
Okay.
So it was a home in Windermere. So the commission was, you know, it was hefty. And, you know, I was there. We went through one cancellation. Then from the cancellation, we got it under contract again. Appraisal came in like $20,000 below. The guy was from another country, so he didn't kind of understood how it works with appraisals and everything. He thought that the buyer was the one asking for the lowering, and he thought it was like a scam. Like the buyer like paid off the appraisals.
I understand.
Down. So he was like, I want to cancel everything. I want to cancel everything. And I'm just there. I'm like, no, brother, you can't cancel. I got $500 in my bank account. So, but, you know, eventually I helped out. I came in, figured things out with him, gave a little bit of my commission to kind of
be able to close
because, hey, like, it's always like commission's better than no commission. So
yeah,
don't put your ego, like, put your ego aside. You know, if you're going to make, you know, I don't know, $15,000 on a home and you got to give away $3,000, it's, you know, 12 is better than 0, right? So that's what I had to do. But that was one of the most stressful, I believe, deals that I've ever had. And I mean, you can ask anybody here in the office, or you can ask Gia, Jeremy. Like, I would come home, I would come to the office with that deal in mind, and everybody's like, "Oh my God, it's the deal again, the deal again." And that's the thing that's another thing that we're talking about. Is since it takes 30 days to close, you're with that like thing in your mind where it's like, "Oh my God, one more day, and one more day, and one more day."
See, for us, we deal with majority new construction homes.
Yeah.
So we're looking at 6 to 8 months. Like, and on these like custom homes we're like doing now.
Yeah.
It's like 14 months.
Right.
12 to 14 months build time.
So I do new construction too, but I'm not specialized like you guys. I do mostly either multifamilies or resales. I do new construction, but not like the level that you guys do it. You guys, I seen you guys do the whole thing, so that's very impressive.
Yeah, I think like 98% of our deals are new builds.
Yeah. So that's really, really good, you know.
So I was gonna say, like, for me, my biggest challenge is Adrian. So when I started, kind of piggybacked under his clientele, and your clientele was like low income people that you were trying to help get into homes. So it was like during COVID when I started, and I was like, no, I want to be like $1 million listings. Like, I want to get I want to get Windermere, Dr. Phillips. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go to all these places. And I'm just going to act like I am one of those realtors, like fake it till you make it.
Right.
So if I tell myself that I'm selling these homes, that's what I like projected social media to be as.
Right.
And that's how I overcame it. I literally started posting like nonstop homes that are higher end. And then we ended up getting clients for that.
Yeah.
So that's how we grew our clientele.
Well, that's amazing. I remember when I first started at 18, I did crazy things. I went into Ellsworth.
Oh, that's a nice
I snuck into Ellsworth.
I was just gonna tell you, bro. Most people can't even get into Ellsworth.
I know. I snuck in. The guy told me that I couldn't go in because I had an idea in mind of knocking on people's doors.
Not there. There is.
Suddenly they were gonna give me a listing.
Yeah.
I went. The guy was like, "Oh, I went. I was like, "Oh, I'm showing this house." They're like, "Oh, you need permission from the listing agent." I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, where's the exit?" And he's like, "Oh, you go there and then you take a left." So as I'm going, I did not take a left. I kept going straight. I parked. I knocked on one door. The guy was like, "Oh, not interested." So then as soon as I walk to the second door, I see the security guy with a golf cart. And he's like, "Hey, what are you doing here?
Yeah,
I thought you to leave." And so I don't know. The guy told me to never go there again. So I don't even know if I can sell in Ellsworth. I don't know if they put a picture of me in the community or not. Like, oh, don't let this guy in. But hey, it is what it is.
That's funny.
That's funny.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
So, for anyone looking to get into entrepreneurship, what advice would you give them?
I think you basically said it earlier. Just got to be able to put in the time. Put in the time and find something you're good at, stick to it, and just go full force. I think it's passion, just having passion. Because you know how I'm into building cars and stuff?
Yeah.
That side is just pure passion. Like, because my cousins have shops, like 2 of my best friends have shops.
Right.
And I'm there a lot, I'm there a lot. And it's hard. Like real estate, like that really makes you appreciate real estate. Like you could probably make $100,000 if you own a shop, but you're putting in 60 hours a week and you're busting your ass every single day.
And you have to stay
including
in the shop.
Saturdays. Sundays, you're probably there working on your personal car if you're into cars. Because like I'm saying, it's only passion that keeps those type of jobs going.
Right, exactly.
Like my boys, my cousins, even Sundays, they go to the shop just to work on their personal cars.
Right.
It's like a lifestyle you have to just live. So it's like when I've like my engineering friends, like a few of them work at NASA, like really good jobs, Pratt and Whitney. But it's like after I see the responsibility that they have and the hours they have to put in, man, I really do love real estate. It's awesome that we were blessed enough to be good at it.
Yeah.
Because real estate isn't for everyone. That's the one thing. Just like any job, right? Like not everybody could go swap cars and build cars, and not everybody could do fitness and boxing. Or makeup. Like everyone has their own little personal thing for them that they're going to be good at.
Right.
But I am very happy and blessed to be good at real estate.
Right. Exactly. Well, I feel like the biggest key when starting a business or entrepreneurship is just fake until you make it. That's number one. Always acting like you're already there, before you're there, because that's gonna, that confidence that gives you, it reflects to all the clients, or reflects to everybody. Showing up, when you don't want to show up, because like I said, we're unemployed. So, you gotta show up every day, staying consistent, and just having faith that it's going to work out. Since I started, I've been, I got closer to God and everything like that. So I think that, just the blessings that we've gotten, like for me at least, like I just owe it all to them and, my family and everything like that. So
I was going to say, do you think that showing up into the office helps you?
Yes, absolutely. So yeah, showing up to the office helps you just because you're in that state of mind. So like, if you're at home, like, you're more likely to, go back to Netflix or take a nap or et cetera, et cetera. If you're in the office, there's no Netflix that you can watch. There's no pillows. You're already dressed up. You're already ready to go. So it kind of puts you into that mood where, you're ready to work. But I'm that type of person. Like, for example, like for me, like I don't like working out at home. I like working out at the gym because it puts me in that environment, So yeah, for sure, 100%.
I was going to say that there was this quote that I saw that I really liked. And it said, if your child is, I think, good in basketball and getting a C in math, get a coach, not a math tutor. So I think that before you're born, you're destined for a certain thing. You're blessed with a gift. Like not everyone can do real estate. Some people were meant to be teachers and professors, and I have a lot of respect for certain people like that. Or whatever job that you have, choose what you're good at, and you will be successful in that. And I would say, like, anyone who's trying to get into entrepreneurship, be in an environment that will make you successful for sure. If you're trying to start a business and your friend group doesn't share the same ideals as you, I don't think it would work out. Yeah. I feel like they would be bringing you down.
Sometimes you do have to let go of people in order for you to get to the next level.
Yeah. I saw this quote. It says, progress breeds envy. And when you're progressing and you're successful, other people really hate it. It's just how the world is. And people really hate it. And people actually they're praying for you to like not do well. Right. Believe it or not.
I always tell people that the only person or one of the only people that I would ever partner up in a business with is you.
For real?
I always tell that to everybody. I tell that to everyone. I'm like, man, like when you come up in the conversation, I'm gonna be like, bro, like that guy's so trustworthy. I would trust him with my life.
I appreciate it.
That's why I say we're brothers from distance, because it's like we don't see each other every day. We don't talk to each other every week, but every single time that we see each other, we just click.
Yep.
So
what's funny? He told me that about you as well. Yeah. Because I always asked him.
You're one of the few people that have came to our house and stuff.
Yeah.
I for sure consider you like a little brother, man. Yeah. Just because I've known you at like such an early age. Like I was volunteering and stuff. You remember Will? Will and I, we were volunteering. Oh my God, that's crazy. Yeah, Will's another character. Yeah. But Will and I, we were volunteering at Celebration at the fitness center. Yeah. That's how long we met you. It was a long, long time ago.
Yeah. So. Were you supposed to be volunteering at the fitness center?
No, we got in trouble for that.
I was just about to say, I don't think that's a thing.
You were volunteering playing basketball.
I was going to say, I volunteered.
I'd be there working out, and he's like, woo! Like, what?
Me and Will got in trouble for that.
Yeah. No, oh my God.
Yeah, I always asked him, like, who are his friends that he would trust the most? And he always said, like, you and Kyle.
Yeah. No, and I think, it's like, real sees real. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like, for me, like, I've known him so long, but I know his character. Because, of course, all the conversations, like, when you talk to people and they say something and you're like, ooh.
Yeah.
I've never gotten that from Brandon. I've always had like green flags. So it's like, okay, green flag.
Yeah.
He's a character though. He loves you. Yeah.
He loves me.
Oh yeah. I remember one time we were in the car, the garage parking lot.
Yeah, I know the story.
Some dude touches my sister. I can't even say it on camera.
Why did that conversation come up?
I forget what we were talking about. Kyle was with us, right?
Kyle was with us.
I think it was something Kyle said.
Maybe somebody in school saw you a different way and you told him, and I don't really know.
But. I forget. I think it was something Kyle said.
People in my high schoschool that I didn't know knew my brother.
Yeah, because you remember Keenan them? I think they were in like Brody, Keenan them.
Brody sounds so familiar.
Ale, Luca. They were all in a friend group, and I was always cool. I was cool with Keenan, and they always like Kyle's M4 and stuff, from the gym. So
yeah. I don't know how he got into it, but I think somebody said like your sister was pretty, and you're like, we never let anybody date her. And I was like, Brandon, chill.
We used to fight a lot when we were younger. He doesn't remember, but we couldn't even be in the same car without physically fighting.
Because she was a snitch when we were younger, that's why.
No. Okay, I was.
Yeah. Oh my God. But you know what? I see you two have very similar personalities too,
She's like me.
Yeah, he tells everyone that he raised me.
Yeah, I think you guys have very similar personalities.
No, we
did. That clashes because me and my dad, we both have very similar personalities, and we clash. When I used to live with him, we clash all the time. Because when you put a dominant person and then another dominant person, and then they just go head to head. If you're telling me
that's
like,
us and our mom.
Oh, go take out the trash. And
that's literally us. That's us and our mom.
Tone, I'll be like, do you really want me to do this or no? So I think that my mom's like the opposite of me, and I never like fight with my mom. Like she's like the greatest.
No, my mom is.
My mom's very opinionated.
Yeah,
and,
my mom's hella
strong-minded.
opinionated.
Yeah.
So
Okay, so when I see her, I'll put my long sleeve on. And,
I should.
Yeah.
I've been so I didn't tell her about a sleeve, but when you go into those churches, like the murals, I want to do my whole back like that.
Okay, like like a
And
cathedral type.
And I already have the
style.
exact like image that I want.
Yeah.
And I've told her, and she doesn't think I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna do it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I told my mom. She's like, okay. My dad still doesn't know.
Your mom seen it yet?
My mom's seen it.
Okay.
She doesn't care. Like,
oh, she doesn't care.
My mom's like, hey, she's like, well, if you're paying your own bills and everything like that, it doesn't matter. So.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Do you still live with your parents, or did you move out?
No, I moved out. I moved out a year. No,
Damn, it's been
I moved out a couple months ago. Probably like 6 months ago. Maybe.
Hunters Creek, right?
Yeah,
I gotta come check you out.
Yeah, you gotta come through. The Infinity, boom, boom, boom.
I should get it back next week.
Yeah,
I'll let you drive it.
Nice.
He's so cool. When we're driving, there's people on their like motorcycles getting videos on their GoPros in his car.
I made it. She made a TikTok for me.
What, because of course, what do you guys see that's different from 2019
to now?
From now, yeah, because 2019, you guys were going crazy.
It's a good question.
I wasn't in it 2019. I came in at 2022.
So I would say so for us personally, just because we're almost done with school. Mm-hmm. I got really busy with school, really busy with the car stuff. Mm-hmm. So that's why I kind of took not a step back, but I wasn't full into it like 2019. But besides that, though, the market has changed
so much.
Mm-hmm. Getting leads and stuff is way harder, way more expensive. Mm-hmm. A lot of the times we're running off of referrals now. Yeah. What would you say else you've noticed? It's besides like the high interest rate and the prices going up, right? I would say in a way we're kind of like in a silent recession right now. I don't know if you've heard people say that. Mm-hmm. A lot of my clients, they do think like the market's down right now. Mm-hmm. So I only see the plus side to that, things are only going to keep going up.
They are.
So prices in Florida are going to continue to rise because if we're slow right now, imagine when things pick up back.
Right.
Prices are they're probably not going to go back to like how it was, jumping $40,000 a month.
Right.
But it's going to go back up to where it's climbing again.
Right, exactly.
Just because we have too many people always moving here.
And as soon as the rate goes down and there's more buyers into it, it's just going to keep going up and up and up. So
I think if rates drop, there's for sure going to be waiting lists again. Yep. So they don't want that. There's like people literally waiting for that to happen.
Yeah.
Just to put in a contract.
And there's also, there's also in new construction, there's also some communities that, they're giving out 4.99 interest rates, 4.75, 5.5.
Lock it in.
So it's like, there's really no excuse.
And in a healthy market, you can be between 5 to 7%.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now is still an awesome time to purchase.
Yeah.
Prices are only going to keep going up.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Yeah.
Right now we're living times where every realtor that is not, technically doing what they're supposed to be doing, they're like, oh man, like we're going through a rough time, et cetera, et cetera.
It has slowed down for sure.
It has slowed down. I mean, the way I came into it right when it dropped, but even then, I mean, to me, I just have the mindset of like, there's literally no excuses, and I've had my best. Well, no, not think. I know this has been my best year so far.
I like that.
The year's not done either.
And the year's not done either. We still got deals on their contracts, so that we have to close.
Have you hit $1 million property yet?
Multiple. They're mostly commercial. So I closed a 24 unit in Auburndale, which was 2.4. I closed a 15 unit here in Kissimmee.
Oh, so how's the commercial world versus residential?
It's less emotion.
Yeah.
So it's just looking at numbers.
I believe that.
There's more money, of course. People don't nag about the little things like, oh my God, the fridge. Oh my God.
But the deals take a long time though, right?
They take longer. But if you're working with cash, like for example, the 24 unit that I closed, they're these clients that I have from Miami. And they're like a group of people. And, I talk to like, I don't know the group of people. I'm just their kind of representative here in Orlando. I talked to just one person, and I'm like, "Does these numbers work for you?" And then they're like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Okay, cool." And that's it. You know. So yeah, I think it's just more straight to the point, which I like. But it also, in that industry, you have to know a lot more than what you know in residential. Because you're dealing with people that have a lot of bigger pockets, you know.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
Thank you guys for watching our podcast. Thank you, Victor, for coming on to our podcast. We appreciate
Anytime.
it.
Thanks so much,
I love doing these. I've been on 3 and I'm honored in all of them. I'm like, thank you.
No, it's okay. Hopefully our audience, we're younger, so we have a little bit more experience with being in real estate for a long time.
That's true.
And we also have experience where you're very much like us, where real estate wasn't your main focus. Yeah. It was kind of like a backpack that became your main thing just from going through life. And you've built other businesses just like we have. So it's nice that we all came back to real estate in the end.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely.
So
we all have different passions as well. Aside from real estate, like I'd say you're very into
fitness, soccer, boxing, you know. I feel like that's going to keep you sane, right? That's going to keep you sane. Having another passion other than just real estate, you know, that was something that you can just kind of
fall back on.
Headspace.
I feel like because of real estate, we're able to have that passion too. If you had another job, it would probably be hard to upkeep that.
That's true. Very, very true.
Yep.
Yeah. But thank you so much for coming.
Thanks so much for coming.
Thank you so much.
Hopefully we'll do another one.
Yeah.
Please subscribe and like and share. Thank you guys.
Bye guys.